You are allowed to use a calculator on the SAT math section. Most students know this. What most students don't know is that how they use the calculator determines whether it saves them time or costs them time. Used correctly, a graphing calculator and the built-in Desmos app are two of the most powerful strategic tools on the entire test. Used incorrectly, and most students use it incorrectly, it slows you down and creates a false sense of security. Here is how most students use their calculators. They reach for it or copy and paste immediately for every calculation, regardless of whether it's the fastest approach. They use them to compute things that should be done by hand. Basic arithmetic, simple fractions, obvious exponents. They spend 45 seconds setting up a calculation that logical, step-by-step written math would have resolved in under 20 seconds. We've watched students use their calculators to compute 2 times 12 on an untimed basis. This is fine when there are 22 or 45 questions in 35 or 50 minutes and the clock is running. 2 times 12 should happen instantly in your head. The calculators are not for this. Meanwhile, those same students are not using their calculators for the things it is genuinely extraordinary at, things that would take 2 minutes by hand and take 10 seconds on the calculator or Desmos. We teach students to treat calculators and Desmos as strategic decisions, not a reflex. Before reaching for them, ask one question. Will this calculation take longer with or without the calculator? If the answer is with, do it by hand. If the answer is without, reach for the calculator or Desmos and use it aggressively. The calculator is not for arithmetic. It is for complex computation and graphical verification. Strategy 1. Graph to verify, not to solve. The calculator's most powerful SAT application is not solving equations. It's verifying solutions you already suspect. When a question gives you a system of equations and asks where they intersect, graph both equations, find the intersection point visually, and verify. This takes under 30 seconds on Desmos. The same answer reached algebraically can take 2 or 3 minutes and carries significant error risk and increased time pressure and stress. Strategy 2. Table functions for word problems and Desmos and many graphing calculators have a table function that shows input-output pairs for any equation. When a word problem asks which value of x satisfies a condition, plug the equation into Desmos or your calculator, generate the table, and read the answer directly. This eliminates the algebra entirely for a significant number of word problems. Students who know how to use this technique routinely save 3 to 5 minutes per test. Strategy 3, back solving with answer choices on multiple choice questions. The correct answer is always one of the 4 given options. When setting up an equation feels complex or time-consuming, consider plugging the answer choices directly into the question and checking which one works. Combined with the calculator or Desmos, this technique, called back solving, can resolve a question that would take 3 minutes forward in under 45 seconds. It is not cheating. It's a strategic mathematical approach. The test does not care how you got the answer. It only cares that you got the right one. These 3 strategies, graph to verify, use table function, and back solving with answer choices, are skills that can be practiced in any calculator allowed math section. In 2 to 3 weeks of deliberate practice with these techniques, students consistently find that their calculator section scores improve, not because they know more math, but because they're using more time efficiently. One note, these strategies require familiarity, obviously, with Desmos and your specific calculator model. If your student has not read the manual or widely viewed internet instructional tutorials, do that before the test. Discovering new calculator features during the actual test is not the optimal moment. Next video is one of the most important in this entire series. How to review your mistakes the right way. Most students do this completely wrong, and it's one of the biggest reasons scores plateau. So subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you want to see these calculator strategies in action in a full practice session, click the link below and see you in the next video.